Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of InnTheChair. As you can see, today we got my guy Lil Mark with us.
What's up, man? What's the word? Lil Mark Global, man.
Lil Mark Global on Instagram, Twitter, any other platforms. Tap in with bro.
All platforms, Lil Mark Global.
Exactly. But today, my boy about to get him a dog Caesar with a taper, and we gonna chop it up, man. Word.
Sure.
How you feeling today, Brody?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. Another day, man. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel ready to introduce the people to you.
Yes, sir.
Let's
do it.
Let's do it. So, Mark, for a lot of people who don't know, what up, King? For a lot of people who don't know,
What's good, my brother?
what up, Mike? It's crazy. I was thinking about you the other day. Don't freaky.
How's everything?
Everything is blessings.
That's good, man. That's
All right, how you feeling?
good. I'm gonna try and let her see if she can tighten up my stuff.
I say that, King. Yeah, man. You see, got the OG stop by, show love real fast, regular shit like that. And actually, he's a retired police officer, a field that you don't really see a lot in our demographic.
Right.
I also want to talk about you being a registered nurse, bro. That's real tough. What made you get into that field?
Shit. It just made sense. Like, you know, come from a family. You know, most of my family is in the medical field, and just a person that didn't know really what they wanted to do. It was a smart decision for me, and honestly, it's one of the best decisions I made so far in life. You know what I mean? I'm able to be flexible and do certain things that the, you know, regular 9-to-5 people can't do, really, because I only work 3 days a week, so that gives me a lot of wiggle room to schedule myself a certain way where I still got time to, you know, be young and do things I want to do in terms of like stuff, fun things, go out, you know what I mean, and think of other adventures, you know what I mean.
And that's crazy that you say that, because most people will probably think because you're an RN that you won't have any time to yourself. You'll be totally swamped.
No, it's not like that at all.
That's fine to hear,
it actually
bro.
gives you more time.
Talk to him.
You know, most people work Monday through Friday. You only could, if you put your schedule right, you only have to work Sunday. You could do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all those days off, and you could, you know, plan your week accordingly.
Exactly.
So, I fuck with it. You know, I like the scheduling. You know, and it gives me time to to work on my music, work on whatever. You know what I mean?
And like that's definitely fire, bro. Or it's crazy that you say that most of your family is in the medical field.
Yes, sir.
Because I feel like anytime we do have one of our people in the medical field, it's usually because it was definitely in the family. Nepotism is definitely very important too in the black community. How you feel about that? I know your pops also works in the same word. So like we were just talking about, nepotism is very important in the black community, and I feel like it's fire that you and your pops work in the same hospital, even if he necessarily didn't get you into the hospital, but just him having the experience himself and him being your father put you in a better position than a lot of people would.
Right.
Or so like, with that being said, you know the controversy behind Bronny James being in the league and LeBron James being his father. How do you feel? How do you feel like that? Also being in a similar position, because people could be in a hospital like, oh, he doesn't really deserve to work here. His pops was here before him. That's how he got this job, or something similar to something silly like that.
Well, in my personal opinion, I think, you know, it's a little different because, you know, basketball, there's a lot of opinions going on, and, you know, in terms of who deserves to be in the NBA or not. I think something like the medical field is a little bit more black and white. You know what I mean? Did he go to school and did he do what he had to do to get his degree versus, you know what I mean, your performance day to day on a basketball court, it's a little bit different because a lot of things are opinionated. You know what I mean? But I see where you're coming from in terms of like the comparison. But I feel like it's a little bit more straightforward in my situation. You know what I mean? In the case of Bronny and LeBron James, you know, me personally, I don't feel any type of way about that. I think, you know, as a father, you know, as LeBron James, I think he did a great thing, you know, being, even if it, you know,
Same.
he got a little push just because of being, that's good though. You know, that's a great thing to be able even to have the opportunity to do something like that.
Nah, for real, bro. It's like you want to be able to put yourself and your family in that type of position.
Exactly. So, you know, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Nah, I agree, bro. I don't like how a lot of times in our community, people always want to shit on the silver spoon babies,
Right.
not knowing that silver spoon was once rusty.
Right.
Someone had to make it silver, and then they might turn that silver spoon to a gold one.
And shouldn't that be the goal though?
That shouldn't be the goal,
just
bro.
Because you come from certain circumstances, why would you want your kids to come, you know, to do the same thing you did? That's the whole point,
bro. They be wanting their kids to go through the same thing that they went through, bro.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? The whole point is, you know, for you to grind to a point where, like, you know, you're able to do better for your kids. And that's exactly what LeBron did.
We gotta cut out the crab in the barrel mentality, bro.
Yeah.
We have to grind now for our last name, and that means that you have to put in the work now, so that when you're older and you're of age to be somebody's parent, somebody's grandparent, you got certain things to the point where you're not enabling them, but you can really put them in a pristine position without them having to scrape to the top of the bunch for it.
Right.
Right.
Because if they still got to do that, then what was you grinding all these years for?
Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, man.
But like, yeah, that's the thing about people, man. People always gonna have something to say, regardless if it's something good, something bad. You know what I mean?
They always gonna have an opinion.
But anybody that, you know, thinks logically and thinks with like some type of, you know, logic and reasoning would see that, you know, LeBron did a great thing for his son, man.
Yeah.
And that's what's up, man. We need more of that.
And we need more of that. We need more fathers and fields that'll be productive for their sons, to the point where even if their sons like Mark or like Bronny don't need the direct help, they still have some type of knowledge. Because even if Bronny could have got to the league without LeBron help, just him being around LeBron James, knowing little tricks and trades of how to hoop,
Right.
how to act in the industry, how to be in the media, that's gonna take him a long way. And that's how you create generational wealth,
Right.
generational success instead of generational poverty. But yeah, and before we get off this topic, I do genuinely feel like LeBron James Jr. deserves to be in the NBA. Whether he is one of the top rookies, that's a different question. But deserves to be in the NBA, I would say he definitely has the skill level enough. My boy just dropped 40 in the G League. Word.
Right.
But yeah, man.
We can't gloss past that. Like, that's an easy task to do.
Like, it's an easy task. Not an easy task to score 40 points anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, man. Lil Mark, they don't know. My boy from the yard. Is it?
Yes, sir. Parents is born and raised in Jamaica, you know what I mean? And, you know, even though I was born here, just you know, growing up, I have some of the culture just because of my grandparents, my parents, and stuff like that. So, you know, there's certain things I do is not from like American culture, just off the strength of the childhood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Shit, what's one of like the most prevalent things that you could think of? Like, I bet this is the Jamaican Mark. Like, I'm not doing this Yankee team that I go on and do.
I can't really think of nothing too crazy.
Like, you never had nothing happen to the point where you like, damn, I'm glad I'm Jamaican. I'm glad I'm Jamaican. I don't have to go through this.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think of that. I just think of just the foods I eat on a daily basis. That's just, you know, that's the most I could think of for real. Like, you know,
that's a fact. But being Jamaican is to be full of culture, food, dance, history, music.
Right.
I want to ask Lil Mark, what type of influence does you being Jamaican have on your music that you make?
To be honest, not much. You
Not
know
much?
what I mean? I
Okay.
feel like I need to incorporate that a little bit more.
Maybe
honestly,
so.
Going forward, then that's something I've been thinking about because, yeah, most of the music I listen to on a daily basis is American music. You know what I mean? And I think to maybe separate myself from other people, I need to like incorporate some of the culture maybe. Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit. It don't gotta be OD. Like you don't gotta be like a reggae rapper now.
I think that would like separate me a little bit. You know what I mean? And make me a little different. So I think I need to do that. I need to start doing that.
Okay. So you say you've been thinking about that already.
Mm-hmm.
How would you implement Jamaican culture into your music right now? Because you do got like a pop type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like a futuristic rap. Sort of like a Little Uzi or a Playboy Cardi or a Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I would say that's kind of like your sound.
Yeah.
So how would you add a Jamaican influence into that?
Honestly, just listening to more Jamaican type music and hearing how they pronounce certain things or the type of tone and the type of type of tone and type of like notes they're singing. You know what I mean? Because even the way they harmonize in certain aspects is a little bit different. You know what I mean? And I could just incorporate that into my music. So it's like it would be just little small things.
Nah,
little small things only really a musician is gonna pick up.
Mm-hmm. The small rhythms.
But then an average person could just be like, you know what? I can't put my finger on it.
It sound a little different.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the goal.
I want to try to find little subtle things for you to do.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that for you.
Yeah, that like somebody that's really listening is gonna pick up. Not really just he's not gonna be right up right
It's not gonna be like, oh man, he's trying to sound like Drake for an example.
Yeah.
So I'm saying Drake, we might have a lot of songs where Drake will be singing and be like, yo, I'm trying to sound like Yardman.
Yeah.
Wagwan.
Right.
But you want to just
more subtle.
Throw a little bit of it.
Yeah, just a little something in there.
I get that, my boy.
Just throw people off like, I heard something a little different. You don't sound the same.
As a fact, a lot of people don't know you also engineer your own music time to time.
Right.
So It's like you can even probably somewhat find you a little drum that's islandy. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A little chord that's islandy. So now it's like, I bet. Why his music sounds like a certain way? Like Chef G, a part of the reason why he got popular and lit in the towns is because people thought he was from the UK.
Right, because of the way he speaks.
Because of the way he speaks. Because I'm saying, you already know, bro. You from Flatbush, you damn near honorary Caribbean. Right. Even if you're not. But Chef G is Jamaican and Haitian, so he got that Caribbean twang mixed with the Brooklyn accent. And it kind of sounds like a UK accent for fake.
Yeah.
So I believe that hopping into your motherland culture would definitely be firing in music, because music is just an expression of you.
Exactly.
And the more you can express the more pain you can make. Gangster.
100%, bro.
So if you don't got necessarily Jamaican influences, who would you say one of your biggest musical influences is?
Oh man. And listen, the people I'm gonna name, it's gonna be like people that you will least expect. It's not gonna be the mainstream like the Drakes and the Kanyes and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's not gonna be them. The people that really influenced me, number one, definitely Chief Keef. Let's get that out of the way right there. Chief Keef.
Alright, King Sosa.
I heard one Chief Keef song when I was younger, and I was like, nah, I gotta do this shit.
Which song though?
Shit, what song it was? It was one of his first songs like that got popular. I Don't Like.
Okay.
I heard that song. I got straight. I remember, like I was like probably around like 12 or something like that when that came out. I heard that song. I went straight to SoundCloud. I feel like I was like one of the first people on SoundCloud. Like not in the world, but like in terms of like my friend group and You know, in terms of like people around me, not in the world.
Oh, so this was a minute ago. This is like middle school, before middle school, probably.
This is middle school, bro.
Like 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
No, legit.
I heard one Chief Keef song, bro, and I went straight on SoundCloud. I didn't even know what I was doing. I think my first song that I put on SoundCloud, I had like a beat playing in the background, and I was just rapping off my phone. I just recorded like that. You feel me? But like, you know, at that young age, you know, to try to figure something out, I already knew I had something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was already trying to figure it out when I didn't even have the tools.
You already had the passion.
Yeah.
That's what you need to start out with the passion.
Yeah.
That's tough. So, Chief Keef, can we get 2 more influences?
Yeah, Chief Keef, definitely. Another one, Famous Dex. A lot of people sleep on Famous Dex. When I heard Famous Dex, bro, when Famous Dex came out,
very tough.
had me in a chokehold, bro. Famous Dex was going crazy at his prime. That's another one.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, him, bro. Famous Dex, Jay Critch, and Richard Kidd was like the Boston Celtics in 08, bro.
Right. They was
on the
going.
homies.
They was going crazy, bro. So that's another influence. Like, damn, I gotta do this shit. So let me see that. Those two, and like, I ain't gonna lie, Trippie Redd, bro. I fuck with Trippie Redd heavy, bro. And it's like none of my music sound like Trippie Redd shit. You feel me? But it's just like something about Trippie Redd. Like, I just fucked with Trippie Redd when he came out, bro.
Okay.
So those are the main 3 I could think of. And then there's other ones like Doo-Wop Kane, like a lot of people that just use the auto-tune and shit like that. I was really fucking with auto-tune type shit.
Nah, that's pretty cool, bro. So it sounds like you got you subconsciously got a heavy Chicago influence.
Oh, now you say it, like, yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have like a heavy Chicago punk rock drill type of influence, and that's pretty cool. I can see how that equals up to Little Mark today.
Right.
That's pretty dope, bro. Shit. Yeah, you probably didn't even think about that. Like Chief Keef in one side of Chicago, and Famous Dex is literally the other side of Chicago. So I fuck with that. So out of those artists, you said those are your influences.
Yeah.
What kind of artist would you say Little Mark is?
Honestly, I'm all over the place, bro. Really, I use music as a way.
I bet if you were to describe somebody what type of music you make, what would you tell them?
What type of music I make? Shit, I'm just a person, like, really, I'm just like a therapy session type of artist. Like, whatever I'm going through in that particular time, you're gonna hear it in my music. Because
that's fire, bro.
Yeah, music is sort of a therapy for me. Like, you know how some people go to a therapist, some people go hit the gym, certain people do this. Like, I feel like me just, you know, making music in general, that's a form of therapy for me, because it just is. And I feel like, unfortunately, I make my best music
when you're going through
going through some shit, which is not ideal, because like you don't want to be going through some shit. You know what I mean? But
I feel like that's when the truest form of art comes to light, bro. Not when you were trying to make something that didn't happen.
Right.
But when you got something to actually talk about.
Right.
Whether that be experiences, whether that be something that you want to go do, that you're manifesting. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes that pain, bro, it definitely creates for great music.
Right.
Word. So it sucks, but that's where the passion comes out to life. Like, shit, you gotta think about it, bro. We wouldn't have we listen to My Boo right now. We wouldn't have this album right here, Confessions, if my son Usher probably wasn't going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have had what's that first A Boogie album when he was playing the piano?
I can't think of the name, but I know exactly which one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? The first one that caught all of our attention.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. He just had the love of his life, whoop him dumb crazy.
Yeah.
cheat on him, have a kid with the dude she cheated with. You know what I'm saying? So he was going through a lot.
Going through a lot.
Made the best music of his life, and it changed his life too.
Yeah.
So
sometimes that's what has to be done, but you know, it's not ideal, you know what I mean? Like, but for some reason, like when you're going through something, like people could feel it in the music, you know what I mean? Because it's like music is just energy at the end of the day.
it is energy. It's free energies and frequencies.
So when you really are like in pain, you have a certain tone and a certain way you say things in the music that other people can resonate with, and that's what gravitates people to your music, because they could feel it's a feeling, bro.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like I know it's probably a touchy subject, but this year hasn't been all good. Has the passing of your grandfather affected any music that you've been making?
Nah, not really. Yeah, that was like a big thing that happened this year, but I feel like other things, just being a man and going through the motions of trying to figure out, you know, how to be a man, definitely impacted my music way farther. Just in terms of like, you know, running into new problems that you never ran into before, and just trying to figure things out. That, and you know, and just dealing with, you know, just being a man in general is hard, bro. So I feel like that impacted my music a lot more, because it's something that you got to deal with like on a daily basis. And I feel like every man could relate to that, the struggle of being a man. You know, certain things you got to do that we might not necessarily want to get up and do, but you got to do it. You know what I mean? Like just the daily struggles of certain stuff. You know?
That's a fact, bro.
So yeah, bro, I just use it. I just use it as a way to, you know, express myself. Like you know, like you're supposed to do with art.
Yeah, like damn, I had a crazy ass week. Let me hop on this. Let me hop on this pen and pad and tell y'all about it.
Tell y'all about it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm able to let some of that energy out, so then I could be calm and cool in real life. You feel me? Instead of having those feelings and those struggles bottled up. You know what I mean? It's a way for me to release it. You know what I mean? And I feel like a healthy way. You know what I mean? Because some people have these feelings and these, you know, certain things that's going on bottled up, and they don't really have no one to talk to or something like that, and then that could really turn bad. You know?
Yeah,
the wrong person say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and you got all of that stuff bottled up. You might, yeah, like you say, you might crash out. So
you might crash out, and that was never your intentions.
Right.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. And I feel like me and every other man watching this would definitely feel that, bro. Like, it's not easy being a man, bro.
Exactly.
Not just say I would want to be anything else.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not easy being a man. I feel like a huge part of being a man, like Lil Mark just said, is deadass having to do things every day that you don't want to do, but that you have to do.
You have to do.
Because if you don't do it, no one not gonna do it for you.
Right, and then
you ass out.
Done.
Yep, shit not gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. I'd rather be a man than to be a boy.
Yep. But being a man comes with certain responsibilities and certain things that you gotta just be like, you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Right.
Kim and Mace vibes. But yeah, bro, it's like you a young man. You about 24, right?
25.
25. My boy just turned 25 a few months ago too.
Yeah.
Not even too long ago.
Right.
That's when the frontal lobe starts to kick in for real too.
Yeah.
So your whoops is starting to be a little different now.
Exactly. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Now, by say, as a 25-year-old young man, you dead ass stay by yourself, bro. You dead ass stay by yourself. You got a big boy job. You know what I'm saying? You take care of your business. You drive your own car. It's like, How is that? How is that having a responsibility? I know a lot of people be scared of responsibilities, but you seem to embrace it and thrive in your responsibilities, and also seem to get more and more. That's not really overwhelming you. How do you? What do you attest this to?
Well, like everything, there's pros and cons, you know, to blessings too. You know what I mean? So like, there's pros, you know what I mean? Like I'm able to be independent, you know, have my own stuff, you know, at a young age. But there's cons because, you know, people could look at me
As a ticket.
right, and then you have the, you know, the aspect of new people coming around. Now you worried about what they, you know, intentions in the back of their head are, you know, females included. You know what I mean? Because just like you notice all these stuff, you know, a female that might, you know, try to get to know me, they notice these things too.
She looking way harder.
So now there's this conflict of, you know, what do I really here for? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
but is that a bad thing though?
Sometimes.
So when is it a good thing? At the end of the day, it's like you didn't build yourself to be a responsible, independent man for no reason. Mm-hmm. You obviously wanna attract a certain type of woman.
Right.
So how do you differentiate between a woman that's there strictly for that to gain and to not give anything or pour anything back into your situation, versus the woman that's, you know, they're dealing with you because they see what you're doing and they're not necessarily trying to reach off of it, but they're trying to be attached with it because that's just what their frequencies is as well. How do you know?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know at this point in time. I don't know, but that's the thing about, you know, life is just that,
Trauma.
You know what I mean? You're gonna learn from your mistakes, and then you're gonna just going through it. You know, I'm just gonna you know, hopefully
keep getting better.
Keep getting better, and keep on, you know. Hopefully, I just learn from my mistakes, like you said. But we just hope that it's not big mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
like a
little
picnic
things.
them, Bomba Clyde. Man, have a picnic. Things go left real fast.
Right. So honestly, I just you know, I got this far using my brain. You know what I mean? So I just trust myself that I have, you know, good judgment, and you know, it's simple, bro. Just if it don't make sense, if I'm hearing something and it don't make sense, then maybe it don't make sense. I don't go against my gut. You know, I listen to my gut. If my gut is telling me a certain thing about a certain female I'm dealing with, I might have to just ease up, or just I'm good off of certain stuff. It's just intuition, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's intuition, and just, you know, don't look past certain red flags. You know what I mean?
Okay. So as a responsible young black man, what are you looking for in a queen? Like what type of qualities is a? I bet first, what type of qualities are you seeing that you like? I bet that's no good. She's a 9. She's a 10. Body fat. You know what I'm saying? Pretty face, little waist, but or have this type of thing I'm going with a personality trait. Where is a cutoff a little mark?
Yeah, I mean, a big cutoff would just be personalities. Honestly, if our personalities don't match up well, you know what I mean, in terms of, you know, my goals and her goals or something like that, or if, you know, I just meet somebody that, you know, it just not my type of style, you know what I mean, in terms of you know, because I'm a chill, laid back person, if you know what I mean.
You're not going to do too much.
And it's like, yeah, I just look at stuff like that. Like if she's doing too much in terms of, you know, like let me give you an example. Like I just met her, and she already, like, you know,
trying to get you to buy something,
or
pay for some shit.
Just something simple, bro. Just something. It don't gotta be nothing extravagant. it's just certain things. I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta watch out for her. Like,
Yeah, cause the woman for real, you shouldn't be asking anybody. That's another thing too that people don't talk about a lot. Forget her asking for shit. Like, why do you feel comfortable asking a stranger to do things for you? It's like, do we not have the idea of like owing people,
right,
or being indebted to people? You shouldn't want to be indebted to certain people that you don't see yourself actually pouring back into them. Cause then that's how we get certain situations like a Diddy or an R. Kelly or a Bill Cosby. Cause they probably was so indebted to the white man, regardless if they did the extremes of what they was accused of. They always had that leash on them.
right.
Same thing with a woman, bro. So it's like for our young queens and stuff out there, don't, she look good. For our young queens and stuff like that out there, don't just be out here taking do things from a dude just because you want it and you felt like, I bet I could do this and just get that. Cause I ain't gonna lie, that shit come with certain things.
Yeah.
Even if they not collecting, they still expecting.
Yeah. So even though, like, you know, on the grand scheme of things, it shouldn't come with something, but you know what I mean, you can't control people and what their expectations are and certain stuff. So like,
That's a fact.
you know, it's just a tricky situation. So yeah, I just look at certain things like that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if I'm just getting to know somebody, why is she so comfortable, you know, asking me certain things, you know, financially, or just little stuff. It's just little small stuff.
That's like me just eating meeting a girl and being like, I ain't gonna lie, like imagine you just started texting a girl 2 days ago, gang. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm mad horny right now. Like, I wish I had somebody to come blow me off. Like,
Yeah, you can't be talking like that.
can't be talking like that unless she a super freak. Like, she's just a bop. That's what she's there for.
Right.
But then, doesn't it translate to the other side?
Right.
Do I look like a bank? Am I a trick? Am I a pimp?
Right.
Because I would say either or don't got respect for themselves.
Right. I agree with you.
Alright, so fellas, start respecting yourselves more. It's nothing wrong with taking care of a woman, and nothing wrong with doing good things for a woman, but make sure it makes sense.
It makes sense, and you're not just doing it just because
She asked you to,
or
and she's pretty.
It's not even ask you to. She expect you to. That's another thing. The entitled.
Ooh.
The entitled. You know, attitude.
Expect you to for no reason. The blood clot.
That's another one that's gonna make me stray away from certain females. You know what I mean? I'm just getting to know you. Why you feel so entitled to certain stuff? You know what I mean? I don't feel entitled to you. You know what I mean?
No, for real, you shouldn't. It's like, ladies, just cause a dude compliments you, says that, oh, you're cute, is that a third, that don't mean you have to give me a body now.
Right.
Same difference. It's not just for the fellas. It's for all of us. Yeah, we'll have to have some type of discipline. We'll have to have some type of what's the word? Discernment. Word.
Yeah, discernment.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go for everything. Everyone not your friend, everyone not your buddy, and everyone don't mean you good. Just take a step back and really assess situations for what they really be sometimes.
Yep. So like I said, like I don't got everything figured out. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. But yeah, I just use whatever got me this far. My discernment, like you were saying just now, and I use that to the best of my ability with life, with
Facts.
everything, females included.
That's
you know
fire, bro. I'm happy for you. All right, I'm glad our black kings are starting to wake up. So, what would you say has been one of the hardest things juggling your passion as well as your job? I know you say you only work 3 days a week, contrary to most people's beliefs. But yeah, how has being a professional, but also having a passion for something like music, which is looked at as unprofessional,
right.
How has that clashed? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable letting people know at work that, hey, you know I make music? Or are you letting people who only know you in the music realm know that you are a registered nurse? It gets tricky.
I think for the most part, I keep them separate. Like I don't really tell people at work that I'm a artist or not. You know what I mean? And vice versa. I don't tell people that see the artist version of me that I'm a nurse. So it's just one of those things. I like. It's not a secret. It's out there, but I just don't really.
You don't necessarily clash it to or mix it up.
No, I don't. You
try to keep one separate.
Yeah, I just do what I gotta do, bro, and then everything feel me gonna fall into place. Like
true.
It's not like I hide the fact that I'm a nurse. I'm not ashamed of it, but it's like I'm not gonna be promoting my album and be like, yeah, I'm a nurse by the way. You know what I mean? It's just I just keep certain things separate, bro.
Makes sense.
And really, there's no problem, bro. I actually like it. You know what I mean? I actually enjoy it. I like the fact that I could go do my professional thing and I could still be cool. I could still make music. I could still do what I gotta do, bro. I could still wear drip. I can still do, you know what I'm saying? I can
still go whoop, you know what I mean?
I can still whoop like I want to, bro. I fuck with it, like.
Top whooper.
So, it ain't really no problem, bro. It just, obviously I can't be wilding, you know what I mean? In terms of like, doing certain things that other people could do because they're not in professional realm. Mm-hmm. I gotta be more calculated with.
You gotta keep your nose clean.
Yeah, I gotta be more calculated with my decisions, but nah, it gives me a certain freedom, bro. Cause it's like, at the end of the day, I don't gotta worry about the latest trend or the latest whatever is going on in music. I could just make whatever I feel is necessary.
You don't feel attached to anything or obligated to do to do any type of music, anything. Okay. That's fire, bro.
Like my music could just be organic, bro. Cause it don't really matter to me. Like I'm satisfied.
It don't matter in the sense that like you're not bent up on other people's perception or what other people thinking about with your music.
Right.
It's more so like this is my expression. The people that's supposed to fuck with it are going to fuck with it.
Right.
And if you don't, that's cool. I'm not really too much bent up like.
Exactly. So it actually gives me a freedom to be more creative in terms of the music I put out, because I don't gotta like feel like I gotta meet a certain agenda or a certain script, you know what I mean, to get the traction I need. You know what I mean? I just put out whatever I put out, and whoever likes it likes it, and whoever doesn't, and I'm satisfied with that, bro. And it's allowing me to be myself, because the biggest thing I told myself is, even if I want to go far with this music thing, I want to be myself. I don't want to try to portray nothing that I'm not. You know what I mean? And if I feel like I need to start doing extra stuff just to get the traction, then I'm cool. I'm cool on that, bro. I don't want to do that.
No weirdo things that get the views. You see me?
Nah.
We're not going to do it.
And that's the biggest thing that's the biggest, like, that's why I had like fake a love-hate relationship with music, because it's like I love that.
You almost felt like you had to be a weirdo.
Yeah, to get certain looks, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's not it, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta that's what I deem is selling your soul. When you start doing things that you don't want to do, or you know what I mean, is kind of suspect to try to get views and try to get traction, because you so stuck on making it to this,
that you're not being authentic with yourself and with your fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Tough.
So to narrow everything down, to summarize everything, I feel like being a professional actually helped my music in a way, because it made me not so attached to it.
That's interesting, bro. I like you an interesting motherfucker. You like the Dos Equis nigga.
Yeah,
damn, son. You didn't even see that during this bar. I might be Eve. That's sexy. Yeah,
bro. So yeah, bro. It's vibey, you feel me? And I just let everything come to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Dos Equis Mark, man.
I just do what I gotta do, bro.
I'm gonna just do what he gotta do, and what he gotta do, just, you know what I'm saying? Just come to him.
Alright.
Just like that. But shit, man. You work in a hospital, bro. You work in a hospital, man.
Yeah.
They be telling us, man, that the nurses is just like the bottle girls.
Oh man.
Yo, what's up? What's going on in the hospital, man? Like,
the hospital's a little tricky. If you don't keep your head straight, bro, you could get lost in the sauce in the hospital, brother. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yo,
You know what I mean?
Well, we're not gonna talk too much about that,
we're not gonna
but
talk too much about
as
that.
Mark
bro.
just said, man, you might get lost in the sauce
Yes.
if you don't even know what the season is. So
Yeah.
make sure you know what's going on in the hospital, man.
Right.
Or I don't want to get nobody in trouble now. We ain't gonna talk too much,
Yeah,
but
I ain't gonna talk too much, bro. But
bartenders, nurses, flight attendants.
right.
Which one's the worst? Which one you taking? Which one you rather date?
Which one I'd rather date?
Flight attendant?
Nah, I don't lie. If it was up to me,
My nigga said none.
like what you mean date though? Like you mean like take
Like
serious
you
or
gotta take serious and trust her. You gotta trust her. A flight attendant, bartender, or bottle girl or nurse. I mean, you gotta trust her. Either or can get sticky. The hospital, you got doctors, nurses like yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, maybe even a patient or an uncle or a brother of a patient who got that bag. Flight attendant, you traveling around the world, man. It's like you seeing all different type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Bottle girls, we don't gotta even talk about the bottle girls. We already know what's going on in the clubs and the spots.
Right. Shit, out of all three, out of the three evils, bro.
Out of the three evils, which evil are you picking?
I'd probably go a nurse, bro.
You gonna go nurse? Why you gonna go nurse though over a bottle girl and flight attendant?
Maybe because I'm in that realm already, so I kind of like.
You think know how to move it
maneuver.
better. Okay.
That it just makes sense in my experience. You know what I mean? But like I said, if it was up to me, probably none of them.
Probably none of them.
Right.
Man, does Lil Mark see himself settling down in the next 6 years? I know you were just in a long-term relationship not too long ago. That's also been a testament to your steady growth.
In the next 6 years, yeah. 6 years, yeah.
Open to it.
That's
That's more than enough time.
Hell yeah, that's enough time, bro.
No, you.
Yeah, I just need a couple more years of whooping. I'm good, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But definitely not right now.
Bro said he just gotta whoop for a couple more years.
Yeah,
He's
bro.
sturdy.
Yeah, I'm sturdy.
Word.
You gotta get out your system, bro.
Now you do be having to get the whoops out your system. I ain't gonna hold you. Word. You do be having to get the whoops out your system.
So, shit. Yeah, in the next 6 years, that's plenty of time, bro. That's plenty of time. Yeah, I'm open to it. Probably even earlier than that, bro.
Probably even earlier. Let me get your mustache. We gonna get to that performance for real fast.
Yes, sir.
So you got the beat actually? We could have you just do the beat a cappella.
The beat?
If you want to.
Nah, bro, I'll perform that shit. You feel me?
Trying to show you.
Yeah. I want everybody to hear the song fully, in its full, in the full flesh.
And 4D type shit in person.
Right.
No iTunes.
Right.
Yeah, bro. Before we get out of here, man. Ruby Rose, Jada Kingdom, or Tyler? Pass, marry, kill. Pass, smash, marry.
Pass, smash, and marry. Damn.
Jada Kingdom, Ruby Rose, Tyler. That's a three-piece combo. That's a three-piece combo, my brother.
Smash, pass, and kill, right? That was the question?
Yeah. Nah, smash, pass, or marry.
Smash, pass,
You gotta
and
marry one of them, pass one of them, and smash the other one. Which one you making a wife? Which one you just killing? And which one you
Tyler,
done up?
off rip. I don't gotta.
Tyler, you marrying?
Marrying.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Smash, Ruby Rose, and then pass.
You passing Jada Kingdom?
Yeah, bro.
Bomba Clyde. That nigga like Africans, it sound like.
Shit.
Word. He picking two African shits and cook the Jamaican shit.
Tyler Payne, bro.
Tyler is very pain. I'm not gonna hold you. She almost pain like she pain to a T. No pun intended.
Right. I mean, that's a difficult You know what I'm saying? If it's up to me,
That's a hard
all
whoop. I ain't
them
gonna
shit.
lie, bro. That's a hard whoop, bro.
Yeah, that's a hard whoop, but
That's a hard whoop.
shit. That's what I'm going with, bro.
I say that, man. Little Mark in the chair. He said he's gonna marry Tyler, smash Ruby Rose, me too, and he gonna kill Jada Kingdom.
Yeah, damn.
Y'all heard it here, man. Reef Major
Lil Mark Global, man.
in the chair. You about to hop
chair.
into the freestyles. Don't go nowhere. That to me what you.
You know, never be gone, never listen to the blues. Baby, take you to a place nice and quiet. They know I'm better to not take it nice and slow. See, I've been waiting for this for so long. Coming to the sun comes up.
Bomba Clash.
Just wanna take it nice.
Sir, major cuts, man. What are they talking about?
Nothing. Me, you wanna get free. I'll suck you right away. I'll freak you right out.
I'm facing violence, stay on my song cause niggas be wildin'. Niggas be talking so violent, stack on my bread, your hunters on salad. Stack bread in this shit, got smoke, you be thinking it's lit. Pull up on you, with a drip, stack on my honeys, you ain't on shit. Can't jack what I jack, can't do what I do. Stack bread, the hunters is blue. Stack bread, the hunters is blue. Let's go, let's go. I'm over it and I sip it slow. She's on go cause the fancy clothes. She do what I want cause I got C-No. She move like pour off the Benzino. You just ain't hated that I don't know. I'm fucking the bitch that I can't close. I'm burning so hard to the add zero. I'm losing my mind to the play hero. They ain't tryna hear me though. Pull up on the block with a fancy coat. Run around town with a fancy hoe. They don't want me when I had zero. Take a trip to Mexico. Then I pull a draw up in Mexico. No new friends to the foes I know. Run around town like Carosino. You bitch wanna do Dinos. Pass to the bro, pass to the primo. Pray out the guy, I don't get Rico. Slide in the block with the ice on cold. I'm facing violence, stay on myself cause niggas be wildin'. Niggas be talking so violent. Stack on my bread, your hunters on silent. Stack bread in this shit. Got smoky, big thinking it's lit. Pull up on you with a drip. Stack on my hunters, you ain't on shit. Can't jack what I jack, can't do what I do. Stack bread on hunters is blue. Stack bread on hunters is blue. Let's go, let's go. I'm afraid I sip it slow. She's on go cause the fancy clothes. She do what I want cause I got C-No. She move like corn, the Benzino. Sir. Well,
Sturdy.